Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sebastian, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And man, oh man, Gilbert Arenas has struck again. Gilbert Arenas has struck again. But before we even get into that, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let's get into this topic here. Now, as you guys know, Gilbert Arenas is a LeBron supporter. He's a supporter, a sympathizer of Bronny James and the things that he's going through and all of that, which is fine. And he usually has these perennial visits that he does on Vlad TV. He's been on Vlad TV, I think, at least 4 times, right? 5 times. I could be wrong. And he recently went to Vlad TV recently. And during his visit on Vlad, they were talking about a range of things. Who's the best franchise? Which is the best franchise in the NBA? Is it the Lakers? Is it the Celtics? A bunch of different things. And ultimately, they got to the point where they were going to discuss the Bronny James situation. And I'm sure the vast majority of you have heard Gilbert Arenas' position on the Bronny James story. You guys have heard him. So while he was on there, they were talking about Bronny. He was kind of giving his take and this and this and this and this. But then towards the tail end of this particular clip, Gilbert Arenas goes in a direction that I think a lot of us didn't expect, which was he basically went on there and insulted all the fathers in the world, that if you're a man and you're a father and you disagree with what LeBron did, then it means that you're essentially not a good father, not a real man. And I'm like, bro, what the hell is going on here? So those are the comments that we want to focus in on today. Before we even get into what Gilbert Arenas had to say, today's show is brought to you by our sponsor, Game Time. Game Time is an authorized ticket marketplace of Major League Baseball, which makes getting tickets faster and easier. For example, I am super excited about the upcoming MLB games. With Game Time tickets, I can easily pick the best tickets for me. I love that I can choose between different deals. I have the option to select the cheaper deal, the best option deal, or my favorite, the flash deal. The flash deal gives me the option to find discounts that I can only find on Game Time. Once I select the ticket I want, I can view my seat. And it's not just restricted to baseball. I can also look for the best ticket deals for other sports like football, the NBA, concerts, comedy, or other theater shows. Included in my purchase, I also have a 24-hour return guarantee, a lowest price guarantee, event cancellation protection. So take the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Again, create an account and redeem code CLNS for $20 off. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what we want to do now, I want to play exactly what Gilbert Arenas had to say. It's not a long soundbite. I want to play what he had to say. I want you guys to listen to it carefully, and then we're going to come back and react to his comments. Take a listen to Gilbert Arenas here.
Okay, and he signed a 4-year, $7.9 million deal. So he gets about $2 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think he's going to pan out this year? I mean, you know, they just played in the summer league. He scored 4 points.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no one. I think the problem is that because of his last name, people expect him to be a superstar as a 55th pick, which is not a realistic expectation. He's a 55th pick. Treat him like a 55th pick.
And that's what they don't want to do that.
Hmm.
And that becomes the issue here. The issue is really not Bronny James being picked 55. It's not. It's father's mad. If you're a male and you're a father and you're mad, you're not mad that LeBron James, like, you're more mad that this father did something for his son that you didn't do for yours. So it's more your insecurity as a father than it is LeBron James, because fathers then passed on their businesses, their teams to their kids. No one says anything. So the fact that he used his leverage to get his son on the team is a problem. That's insecurities right there. Because if you're a real father, if you can, I mean, we have plumber, father and son plumbing, right?
Right.
You're trying to pass on, that's the point of fatherhood, right? To pass on to the next generation. So you want to put your kids in in the best situation that there can. So me as the father, having my son on the team with me so I can teach him the ropes of this NBA, that's the gift I can give him. If he gets drafted by anybody, I don't know what that franchise is. I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know the players on that team that can put him in a whole different me. LeBron James, the father, the mogul, whatever, I can teach him the ropes straight from me.
So you heard what Gilbert Arenas had to say. Let me get this straight. So you're telling me that if we don't agree with what LeBron has done with this situation here, then you're not a real dad? What? So the people that agree with this they're the ones that are real dads, and the ones that disagree with this are real. What in the hell are we talking about right now? What are we talking? Like, what are we doing in the world today? Funny enough, yesterday I was out with family, and I was actually talking to my dad about the Bronny situation and all of that. He had one of his friends there as well, who's also a father, parent as well. And I was like, man, I was telling him about this hot topic that's currently occurring in sports right now. And I wanted to get his take on the Bronny James situation, right? And he said, I asked him, I said, so what do you think about the situation? Right? And he goes, listen, if my child wanted to do what Bronny did, if I know that I'm a LeBron James, what I would do is I would keep quiet. And I will let him go out there and strive towards his goal. He said he believes that by LeBron saying what he said, he heaped too much pressure on his son. Number two, he said, if it's me, I would probably let him go out there and earn it for himself. And he said the reason I would let him try to go out there and earn it for himself is because if he does it for himself, he will feel better with himself that he did it. I did it on my own. He would feel better. You feel a sense of accomplishment and pride when you do things on your own. That was his position. Although at various points, he was also sympathizing with Bronny James and all of that stuff, right? We had this long back and forth. He was like, I'm like, he's not really any good. He was like, don't say he's not really any good. I mean, when you say he's really good, like, I don't understand. He's not good at the play at all. I'm like, no, I was like, for instance, in a game, like, he didn't score 2 points. I'm like, and he's like, in a game, is everybody meant to score? There are games where some players don't score points. I'm like, yes. He's like, so we went back and forth about it, right? He's like, my dad is like a contrarian. He's always arguing the opposite point. We went back and forth about it. But Gil's point, I think, is wrong to say that you're not a real father if you don't support what LeBron did. I think that's just I think that's taking it too far. Number one. Number two, there's no need to insult all the fathers around the world that disagree with what LeBron did and say they're not real dads. Like, that's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous, right? We don't need to agree with what he did, and that doesn't make us bad parents, right? Like, let's stop the nonsense. All right, let's stop the nonsense. There are parents out there that there's some parents that they will give you the world. There are literally their parents like that. And there are parents out there that are like, nah, you got to earn it. You got to earn it. And I think it all comes down to how you decide to raise your children. And I don't think you need to be saying, oh, man, if you don't agree with this and you're a terrible parent. No, just say that, look, people have their opinions. Some agree with it. Some disagree. And it's their opinion. But to say that they're not real fathers, what? Okay, so for instance, I'll give you an example. Personal example. To personalize, you guys can share your personal examples. Talk about my personal situation. My dad didn't, what is it? My dad was like, he'd rather earn it on his own. My dad is one of those people, like, he's like, okay, look, if you want to do what you want to do, you can do it, right? If you have a business idea that you want to do, if you want me to invest in it, I'll invest in it. He's told me this, right? But he doesn't believe in holding your hands and making you, he's like, nah, you got to go out there and earn it. You got to go out there and actually earn it. And this is somebody that sent all of his kids to school in the States concurrently. One of his daughters was going to NYU. The other one was going to Texas A&M, paying all their school fees. No problem. Concurrently, right? Takes care of his kids, but he also believes in you going out there and earning it, right? He's paying your school. I remember when my dad sent me to college. He was like, you go to college and all that. And I asked him for pocket money. He was like, you fresh out of luck, my boy. I was like, what? He's like, I pay for your school fees. I pay for your books. I paid for your accommodations. He's like, if you want any extra money, go work for it. Now, I didn't like it at the time. He's like, well, ask your mom if you want some extra money. Now, I didn't like it at the time, but that's his position. He's like, I've given you the basics. Go out there and earn it. Now, why did he do that? Because his dad did the same thing for him. Now, maybe I'm speaking from a standpoint that may be a little bit alien to some people. I'm an Igbo, right? If you don't know what Igbo is, it's an African tribe. I'm an Igbo. And Igbos, fathers can be very tough on their kids, but they have a system that works, right? As a matter of fact, in Igbo culture, man, if you have a rich dad, which there are a lot of rich guys, multi-billionaires, if you were up here twerking it up like, man, I'm rich, flaunting, but it's your daddy's money, nobody respects you. That's the reality of it all. You can have a rich dad, like rich, worth 300, 400, 500, 2 billion, whatever it is he's worth. But if that's your dad's money and you're not doing anything for yourself, you don't get to flex that. Nobody respects you. They'll say, man, get out of here, man. You're just spending your dad's money. What did you do for yourself? You'll get more respect going out there and doing a business. And even if it's small, but you did it on your own, they'll respect you more than somebody just saying, oh, look what daddy did for me. Like, they don't care about that, right? They don't care about that. And it's a system that works, creates multimillionaires every single year. So it worked. They must be doing something right, right? Most of these people are not even based in the state. They're not even based in the States, based in Nigeria and based in other places, London or whatever it is, right? Making millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. Millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. One of the automotive guys, Genesis, I think it's Genesis the car. He's an Igbo guy, the guy that has the airline. He's an Igbo. Like, so they're very industrious in that way. We don't believe in sitting there and waiting for daddy to come over here and take over and all of that stuff. And even if they do, daddy ain't going to be blazing your pockets with cash like that. He not. So you got to go through it. Right? And I don't believe that those guys are bad guys because they didn't decide to give the entire world to their kid. I don't believe that. They're not, oh, he's not a real dad. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's just your opinion. But don't insult the rest of the world of other men that disagree with that. That's crazy talk. Like, come on, that's ridiculous. Gil, if you see this video, I may send it to him if I remember. I disagree with you, man. Go ahead, do a video and flame me up, whatever. But I disagree with you on this vision 100%. It ain't got nothing to do with being a real dad, or just say you feeling what LeBron is doing, but don't now say all of us dads are, come on, stop. Like, that's ridiculous. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you guys.